Hello and welcome. I'm your Time Sweeps host, Wyatt.
I'm Connor.
And I'm Gary, and today we are talking about future projects and things we are hoping to do in the near and far future of our channel. And we're back.
And we are on.
And we are back.
And we are off.
All right, future projects. I'm excited for this one.
I think let's open up with something that's real fresh and current in our heads right now.
Okay.
So before we talk about our current projects, right now, today, as of today, what is it, the 3rd? December 3rd, they released 3 new Spider-Man posters for the movie.
Yes, I've only seen one.
You've only seen one?
Uh-huh. I only saw the one where he is in front of in Times Square.
Yeah, these ones, it's an over-the-shoulder shot.
Mm-hmm.
You see Spider-Man, and he's kind of hazed out, and there's 3 posters.
Oh, is one of them a Green Goblin one?
Yes.
Okay, then I've seen that one, yeah.
There's Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, and Electro. Those are the 3 posters that they've released with that so far.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking those might be the only 3 so far that they released.
Yeah,
I did see all 3.
But, like, what was it? The Electro one? Or, like, the one where he's, like, on the left side?
Yeah, that's Electro.
It looks eerily like the Sam Raimi suit.
That's what I was thinking, that all of those posters look just a little too different from one another.
Like, it's, like, shopped to be, like, it's shopped to look like Tom Holland. But
something about it. Looks
something
a
about,
little
like,
off.
the angles of the webbing.
There's just something that doesn't quite
Something
look right.
doesn't look right.
I'm feeling like almost they're going to release those posters again, and they're going
to
be clear.
Whenever they're
Whenever the movie actually comes out.
Exactly.
The posters will get re-released.
I'm thinking that almost, like, 3 posters, 3 major villains. To me, if they were wanting to show, like, major villains, they would have just had them in, like, one poster themselves.
Yeah.
I think they're being cheeky with it. I think they're in this movie.
And, oh yeah, didn't Tobey Maguire tweet?
I looked at
Yeah, he came.
I looked
Is
at
that
it.
true?
No, I sent them a TikTok for backstory, and I was like, it looked official, but it was fake. I went to his Twitter, and he hasn't posted since like 2013.
But
Man,
he might have deleted it.
I don't know. I still feel like it would say something like reactivated.
Let me get my phone off the floor.
Yeah, he hasn't posted since 2013 with the hashtag The Great Gatsby.
Man,
God damn.
it's been a minute.
He been Nick Carraway for how
Oh
long?
man, I forget that he was Nick Carraway in that movie.
Yeah,
That
he was
like
a very important role in that movie.
and he did a good job.
Oh yeah.
I think it's kind of sad that he doesn't get more acting results because I don't think he's that bad as an actor, really.
No, he's done pretty much like in a horse movie, Seabiscuit.
Was he in that?
I think so.
I had no idea.
He was the jockey
Seabiscuit.
in Seabiscuit or some horse movie.
Because I know it wasn't Warhorse.
No, that was
Tom Hiddleston, wasn't it?
maybe.
Or is there a different
no.
World War I horse movie that has Tom Hiddleston in it?
No, there's a World War. Hacksaw Ridge has Andrew Garfield in it.
I know that has Andrew Garfield, but I remember seeing a picture of Tom Hiddleston on a horse, and he's like in a World War I uniform. I just always figured it was Warhorse because I've never watched Warhorse. But yeah, these 3 posters came out, and they all feature Green Goblin, and it's you see the bomb, and he's like cradling it and being, Green Goblin. And then you have Dr. Octopus, who they make it very clear that his claws are red. So I'm thinking that's going to be a feature of the movie, kind of like Spider-Man 2.
Well, I saw a theory that I kind of like, but I kind of don't like at the same time. It's a theory, so like we see Tom's nanobots, like
they
absorb,
attach.
like they're attaching to, and a lot of people think that they're gonna heal his neural interface to make him not like crazy anymore, and because there's a shot in the trailer where he gets shot at or like blasted by Electro.
Yeah, you see, it looks like Electro blasting him out of the wall.
So,
which even if he stays a villain, that could it would make sense because Electro's much more impulsive than Dr. Octopus.
A lot of the other villains, like he's just known to.
Him and Green Goblin are the only ones that truly, quote unquote, get along in an extent.
Yeah,
Even
he
when
was
the Sinister Six exists.
He was in Seabiscuit, yeah.
I had no idea that he was in Seabiscuit.
Yeah, it was like
he was the jockey.
Yeah.
I gotta get this out of my throat.
But there was also like a, it's like Loot Crate, but for dog toys. I feel like we talked about that
Yeah,
last
we talked
time.
about it last time, I think.
But I'm like, that, even let's say that that's an accident, the way these 3 posters are, I feel like that confirms it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we are going to see 3 Spider-Men in this movie.
I saw a meme, and it was like Tom and his 2 brothers, his younger brothers, standing next to each other.
and
Everyone's like, no!
John
no!
Berthal.
Yeah.
And he's just, no!
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good reason to be terrified.
I even think the webbing looks different on that one. The Green Goblin
Yeah,
one.
I'd agree with that. To me, that looks like, it looks like Tom Holland, but it looks like the first movie to me.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. See, that one looks more like Tom.
Yeah, that looks like current Tom.
And then this one,
It looks the last one with Electro.
yeah.
Something about it just doesn't look.
I also liked how everyone was like, "You see that arc reactor on his chest?" And then now it's like confirmed that it's an arc reactor.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's not. I don't think it's gonna be Amazing Spider-Man version.
Well, I feel like that would probably.
Well, a lot of
make
people
sense.
thought. So I saw this theory, and it's not a lot of people. I just saw this thing scrolling through TikTok as where I find most of my theories on superhero stuff. Someone theorized that all these villains were brought into his universe at different times, because Venom wasn't brought in right as the bridge is getting attacked. Venom was brought in as he's getting his identity revealed.
Yeah.
So someone theorized that all these villains got brought in at different times, and Electro was brought in way sooner, and he built a new life for himself, and he got this start. He made this arc reactor. Maybe that's not Iron Man's arc reactor. Maybe he made that to like stabilize him so he's not blue anymore.
Right, something similar to an arc reactor,
Right.
but just might not be one, but looks
And see
like
that there's a moment in the trailer where where that Doctor Strange magic starts to come out of his arm, in his suit, that black and gold suit that he has. And
Yeah.
Electro's behind him. He is definitely blue in that moment.
That was what I was thinking.
He is bright blue. He's not yet. He doesn't have yellow electricity yet.
What I was curious of, though,
So,
was
know what
what if Dr. Octopus goes to confront him and talk to him about joining together? That's when we see him getting blasted out
away.
of the wall.
Yeah.
But instead he uses what he learned from the nanobots, because they would carry a certain amount of information, especially about an arc reactor, and he builds him a stabilizer.
Right. I kind of wonder if they're gonna do what they did in Spider-Man PS4, and Doc Ock is basically gonna upgrade everyone.
I'm curious if that's what's going to happen, because if you notice, some of them look different than others.
Right.
And there's some of them you just can't really upgrade, like
Lizard.
Sandman. Let me give you more sand.
Well, Lizard's mouth is way bigger than it was back in the
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man one.
Much more head chompy.
Like it unhinges more than what it was. Because I told you that I was like, this lizard looks different
Something's
somehow.
off.
And then like we finally got side-by-side pictures, and his mouth is just way bigger than what it was.
And I almost kind of wish instead, though, that they made it like come out more forward.
More like a crocodile, like more like his.
Yeah, more like that
A comic,
Cayman lizard
like,
crocodile look.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take what I can get.
Right.
It's a miracle that he was even in a movie, to be fair.
Lizard.
He's a big character, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of characters out there that people are like, I don't know, bud.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be in the second Spider-Man game. Like,
I mean, it would make sense.
because we saw him in the post-credit scene on Miles Morales. Kurt Connors. We saw Kurt Connors.
And he's already one-armed, right?
Yep.
How does he lose his arm? I don't remember the reason, or was he just
I think he was
that
born
way?
without an arm.
He was born without an arm?
I think.
Because I feel like there's been probably situations where he lost his arm, which adaptation after adaptation after adaptation, it's probably happened.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Freeze, they change him every so often. He's
Mhm.
also, classic scientist that wants to do better things, but when he tries to, he ends up becoming a villain. They're very similar in the end.
Mm-hmm. Right.
One wants a new arm, the other wants, to save his wife. It's all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wife's arms, they
It's
come
the same.
and go.
They come. They're one. They're.
Ice,
They go
lizard
hand in hand
powers,
with each other.
They're both cold.
Yep.
Both have cold blood and just seek the warmth of another human being.
Anyway, we also saw Eternals.
Yes.
This week. I don't know how to. So
What did I watch?
I don't know, but I told you that the Sentinel with the Power Stone was not the judge.
Yeah, I thought he was.
It's Egon the Searcher or something like that.
The one that we see in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
that is.
They both have the 6 eye pieces, the 6 eye holes, though.
Which
Yeah.
I do think they are supposed to all look a little different, but in the movie they all kind of just give them 6 eye holes.
Yeah.
They all just kind of look up the same, but different colors. Like Tiamat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between Marvel and D&D is Mott versus Met, I guess.
Yep. Wyatt has a beef with the speedster in this movie.
Yeah, I have a major like. Okay, she's supposed to be deaf. Early in the movie, she's like, I can sense the vibrations around me, and I can feel you whispering. Now, I don't know if everyone knows this. Your ears work by detecting the vibrations of sound through the air. So if she's able to detect them whispering from very far away, I have an argument for you. She's not deaf. She has super hearing. She isn't deaf at all.
Maybe she feels it on like her skin or something.
That would still imply that she's still technically hearing to me. And like throughout the movie, she's using sign language as someone who is deaf would, because they couldn't hear themselves talk.
Mhm.
Now I'm curious, if she feels vibrations, could she feel herself talk? Or is that why she uses sign language? This also comes into like a point where it's just like, hold on. They make them androids essentially in this.
Yes, which is also just weird.
I hate that. That is automatically, you have done something fundamentally wrong. That's like if Ghost Rider was actually tied to the Exorcist movies, or they did something dumb like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is that level of, wow. What?
'Cause for those of you who don't know, the Eternals, the Deviants, and humans were all born from like the Neanderthals. Like the Sentinels came to Earth and experimented on.
They are
like
all
a monkey.
part of a creation by the Celestials.
Yeah, so like basically, we're all cousins.
And
to
it all
them.
kind of also explains why there's a bunch of humanoids and humans throughout the universe, essentially. It helps explain that.
Right.
Which Marvel needed a reason. That part didn't come till later,
Mm-hmm.
but that's why that's like that.
But
The Celestials, they're supposed to be like baby-making flesh creatures.
Right. But
'Cause
in
that's
this,
where
they
Thanos
just are
comes
like,
from.
I made you in this factory.
Yeah,
and
you're all robots. Have fun.
That's so dumb.
And that
to me.
bothers me for so many reasons, because it's just inefficient on his end. And he's just like, I did this because it was the best option. It's like, no, it's not. All you did was, okay, so let's say they're robots. And they're supposed to be these perfect robots. Why do they need to eat, sleep, or drink? That's already one problem. Why would you make some of them look like children?
Why would
Right.
you make one deaf?
Why would you make it deaf? If they are robots, it doesn't need to be
Why
deaf.
aren't all of them just like Icarus, a perfect specimen of the?
That's a big thing. So spoilers. First off, just skip a few seconds forward. Hopefully we're back onto our main topic of the episode after getting through these brief messages. They kill the main Eternal.
The main Eternal.
That is the main dude in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
They kill him.
Like it's confirmed. He's confirmed dead,
confirmed dead. The screenwriters are like, oh yeah, Icarus is dead.
which is dumb.
We have no plans to
But
bring
like
him back."
honestly, that
And
that might be changed because they're not the
I'm
screenwriters. The screenwriters aren't in charge of Marvel.
Right. I kind of hope that they retcon
So
that
Kevin Feige might
completely.
just do be like a thing and just be like,
Oh yeah, he's not dead.
he's coming back. The sun can't kill Icarus.
Because
Like
he's kind of too strong for that. They
Right.
are all supposed to be like too
Icarus
strong
flies
for
into
that.
the sun. Did we say that already?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a little too on the nose for me.
Like Icarus flies into the sun, and stuff.
I thought they were trying too hard. They're like, oh, he's Icarus. Let's kill
That
him with the
moment,
sun."
though,
It's
where
like,
he-
you cheeky monsters.
That moment where he shoots his lasers in the eyes and into the sky and screams, though, that was like pulled from like the comics, like direct panel, like
I've seen.
I
a
saw
panel
like
where
the
it
side
looks
by
like
side,
that.
like, and he's just screaming like that, and his lasers are going.
And like, I saw so many things that like throughout the movie that it's like I don't understand how any of you like each other or what your relationships with each other are supposed to be.
Right.
There was like a few consistent things, but the most inconsistent was how everybody felt about everybody except for Sprite felt about Icarus.
Right.
Because Phastos later in the movie, they're trying to keep him back because he's wanting to stop their plans. Icarus, that is, he becomes the true antagonist. of
Phastos is
movie.
the tech guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and he I've been waiting a long time to put you down.
I've been waiting a long time to clip your wings,
Yes.
Icarus. It's like, what? I thought you all liked each other and you were shocked by him doing this, but here you are just like, I've been waiting to beat the
Well,
crap
because he
out of
obviously
you.
had something in his pocket to contain him.
Right.
Like he's
Which, to be fair, that seems like something that he would just have anyway. Because it seems like a
True.
fairly easy, a good thing to have to just subdue anybody.
But it looked like it was siphoning, like it was stopping him from using his laser vision.
That's the part that's like, okay, I figured he just made that fresh, brand new right then and there.
Oh, okay.
I thought that would make sense.
And then I want to share my theory that I had
The rings?
about the rings. So Wyatt apparently said this, like the 10 rings, like Shang-Chi's 10 rings are connected to the Eternals, which I came to that conclusion while we were watching the movie. And then, so I have a theory, because they make 10 more rings, or they don't make 10 more rings because there's not 10 of them left alive.
2 of them are dead.
At the point where they make the rings.
Yeah.
And so like, and my theory is that Eternals travel in groups of 10 to these, like, to different planets, and there's been something like this happen before. Because why would the judge, what's his name, the Celestial?
Arshim.
Why would he need to be a judge? Because he says, you've sacrificed the Celestial in name of the people on this planet. I'll be back for judgment. So that makes me think that this has happened before, and some other group of Eternals have made 10 rings, and because they crashed down on the planet, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they crashed down, and like
they asked him where they asked Shang-Chi where his dad found him, and he's like in a crater. I don't know, like
very.
So I think the Eternals and Shang-Chi are going to be way more connected than we originally thought. But that's 20 minutes aside. Do you guys want to get into the future projects?
Yeah, I could talk about a leak real quick if you want to, though.
Okay, go about it.
There was an Ant-Man leak that gives us, if it's
Quantum
real,
Mania?
Yeah. It's stunt team T-shirts. It shows Ant-Man's helmet, but in the reflection you see Kang.
What?
Well, we already knew Kang was going to be
We
in
knew
this
that Kang's
movie.
going to be in it, but you get kind of a look at Kang. I sent it to you guys on Instagram. It was sent to me by my own brother. It looks like it might have leaked a day ago, but you see in the glimmer of his helmet Kang's blue face. So it looks like it could easily be fake, but it looks very compelling, at least to me. Kind of like how some of the leaks from behind the scenes on Spider-Man No Way Home, you see stuff with like Andrew or Toby's spider suit. It's
Right.
like, that's compelling, but we can't say it for certain.
Mhm.
Or at least by the time we saw those. Now,
No.
things are a little different.
But we like Kang, everyone's like, why is his face not blue? Back when we got a look at him.
It's because that version
'cause-
of Kang isn't blue.
Well, and not
It
even
was
then.
supposed to
Kang,
be like Immortus.
Kang's not even blue in the comics. That's his helmet.
Right.
So he's not even really blue.
Right. He's human colors.
Yes.
He's not blue. He's not a Kree. He's
I just want his giant sword ship to just come in the sky.
dude, and I kind of hope it's like bigger than a Star Destroyer.
Oh yeah.
Like this thing
Like
needs to
massive.
be massive,
Like
over the top.
kind of like Ronan's ship, but like just turn it sideways. Because you remember Ronan's ship? It was just
Yeah, like take Thanos' ship though.
Oh, yeah,
which
like
was
that
very
big,
similar,
yeah.
and then make it bigger.
make it bigger. Because Kang is the next big bad, so we need to just,
Maybe. I'm thinking we might get bigger and bigger
you don't think Kang's gonna be the next big bad?
because Eternals introduced into Celestials.
Celestials, they might be the next big.
There's a lot of big things out there. They make
Galactus might
Yeah.
come, but he's not as big as Thanos.
kind of.
But no, he's trying to destroy Earth. Thanos destroyed half the universe.
Right. That's the problem with using Thanos right off the bat
Right.
because he literally had the power of God.
Of literally.
So that's why Secret Wars is like the only way to go, really.
I'd like to see Galactus.
I'm afraid they're going to do what they did with the newer Secret Wars, where they, converge two realities together instead of taking all the heroes and put them on Battle World.
Well, and we're gonna get a House of M thing and Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of
So, and everyone thinks that's how the mutants are gonna be
introduced.
introduced is in Multiverse of Madness. Connor, do you know about that House of M storyline?
Kind of. Yeah. It basically, Wanda goes kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs
Right.
and freaking nixes all the mutants.
Dude, I saw a thing. New Rockstar. I don't know if you've seen this, but New Rockstars had a theory that the voice that Wanda hears at the end of WandaVision is the same voice that Shang-Chi's dad was hearing.
That would be interesting.
But like, she was hearing her kids scream out for her, and Shang-Chi's dad was hearing his wife.
Oh.
And Wanda's definitely strong enough to open that portal up.
Right.
But it's not openable now, like since Shang-Chi happened.
Yeah, and they kind of killed it.
Right.
So what do they do now?
I don't know. It was just a cool theory that I thought was interesting.
I don't know what they're gonna do with her, because they I don't know. We'll see.
I think they're gonna use her to introduce mutants, and then they're gonna kill her. To be honest with her,
I don't know if they'll kill her. She's too big.
they might kill her though, because what is
She's
she gonna?
Wanda though.
She's OP. You can have OPness.
They kill
and-
Elizabeth Olsen. I riot.
Yes, you can have OPness, and in the Marvel universe, it's not allowed.
Nothing.
Okay.
Or they're gonna send her off away to find Celestials or something.
Honestly, that's the fight I want to see.
Wanda versus Celestial.
Just everything. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're out of time for this.
Yeah. Let's go into the meat of our actual.
Yes.
So we were talking about some of our future projects we wanted to do, and we've had a few different ideas that we could start by talking about. But I think we should talk about our most current one upcoming. And that's going to be a short film that we were making. Gary wrote the essentials for it. He is I'm going to say directing it.
Yeah.
Me and Connor are under him in this, and we're going to as we plan to try to like switch that up as we go through different short film ideas that we have or projects.
Yeah.
Where one of us directs and then
And
so on
acts
and
in
then
it.
switch around. Or acts it if they want to. of
Right. Well, like,
course.
see, all my projects, this is the problem with my writing style, is that I imagine myself in the role. So I need to figure out how to, because I know how I act. I know how to write around that.
Right, how to write for yourself.
Right.
And it's a lot easier. Like, that's where part of it,
Right.
that's
exactly.
where it becomes harder.
Yeah.
But, Gary, you want to talk about what you've done so far or what you're wanting to do?
So I wrote this short film was called Monnig, right? And I kind of just imagined it being our first project that we do because it's really simple. It's really simple, but we can make it look not simple in filming and editing and whatever have you, right? You know?
Yeah.
And it can go anywhere. When people ask me what it's about, I literally say yes, because it could turn this short film can turn into anything we want. Zombies, something else. Another horror genre, monster, kaijus, it could turn into anything we want. It could turn into just a normal kid going hunting, if we wanted
Literally.
to. It's just a regular world. This the short film is literally, I wrote it to just be anything.
Yeah.
It ends open-endedly, so I do plan to make more
I mean,
to extend the movie.
we've technically shot a version of it.
And I don't know. I wasn't happy with any of the footage.
It felt like we were rushed.
Because we were.
Yeah.
We really were. Not to go into details.
I mean,
But
there's no problem going into details about that because I don't even know if it'll see the light of day. Like, I feel like we can talk about that because I don't know if it'll be seen, that footage.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about not to go into detail on why we were rushed.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so anyway. So we were planning to make a trip out to one of the lands that is in one of our families. Right now it's planning to be my family's land, but who knows? Things can change on a weekly basis. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know what else to say about it except this film is made for us. It's a practice run to get our for filming. It's made to help us practice the actual shooting of the movie. It's made for us to actually practice writing something. It's made for us to actually practice just doing this routine because we've never really done it before.
yeah.
Yeah, the process of finding out what you need to do for the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Right.
It's stepping into a different world than what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've done this, and we kind of
Because this was the original idea of 4-time sweeps.
Yeah.
Was to do this sort of stuff,
Like we always wanted,
to do a podcast.
yeah. and
But
then
we
were
wanted
like,
to do more.
Dude, what if we made movies?
Right.
Because we've always liked movies. We wanted to put ourselves into the world of movies. We want to create and give to the world that we've always.
And not to
been
toot
in.
our horn, but we have the talent for it.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
feel
a
like
matter-
we have the capability.
It's just a matter of fact of doing it. You know,
Yeah.
right.
we have we
just
definitely
need
have
to
the
do
talent
it.
to make a great movie, but we need to do it.
And we need the time to do it.
Right, and that was kind of problem with the podcast is that we knew we could do it.
We just kept putting it off in a way.
We just kept putting it off, and we couldn't. We were just confused on how we were gonna do it. But like,
and I'll be honest, I had like this day where I went with my cousin to help him with some stuff, and I came home after helping him, and he like I don't even remember the correct phrasing he had, but it was essentially, "You live once."
right.
That was essential of it, and I had this epiphany of all these things. It's like, we need to do this podcast. So I messaged Connor and Gary. I was, let's do it. Let's finally get our crap back together and do it. Because we had the one episode before that.
Right, and not to like say, but I brought the podcast idea to the boys, and Wyatt, and like, kind of alley-ooped it to like push us to do it.
Yeah, like
I was like, hey, let's do a podcast like 3 years ago. And Wyatt and Connor were like, hell yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. And then we
all
did
of
that
a
one.
sudden,
We did that one thing, that one episode, and then Wyatt texted us a year later. And
yeah,
like,
it was essentially a year later.
And he was like, hey, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do it for real.
Yeah,
And then
let's get
Connor and I
serious.
were like, bet.
Now we're here, and we have better microphones. We're not using Discord. We're in the same room,
Yeah.
recording in a mostly soundproof-ish area.
Mhm.
That's
Which we
a
need to
process.
do up because we need to get. That's another future project. Is we just need to get video on these things.
Yeah,
'cause
that's a huge thing we want to do in the future.
and that's probably the most realistic. Like other than like we could do morning. That's realistic. I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the easiest thing from like would
Because
be to get video going in here. But
if you're a regular viewer, that means you probably saw we had a pumpkin carving video.
right.
I'd love to do more stuff like that for like the holidays.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun to do. It's almost like interaction. It gets us doing more content, doing something.
And honestly, I enjoy editing those more than the podcast because it's literally like podcast editing is listen through, make sure we didn't curse.
Make sure you didn't curse.
It's tedious.
Silence,
isn't
like
it?
kill you. And then
I can edit you out.
Just edit every
and
moment
then
where I'm
make
talking
sure
about.
like
Reality
we
is
get
my command.
the cuts at the end and the beginning are good, and
Yep.
then if there's anything like any
And putting
sound
the
bites I
intro
wanna-
in.
yeah, putting the
Yeah,
intro in,
Joseph's
making sure
music.
It's very simple. It literally, unless Connor's editing software messes up on him.
I'm getting more RAM, so
Okay, good. Because like my editing software has never given me trouble. So like for me, to edit the podcast is almost exactly how long the podcast is.
yeah, I'm upgrading my laptop to 32,
Nice.
so it's coming in the mail.
I need to
from
get
me,
more
like-
RAM for my PC because I think I have the same amount of RAM as your laptop does. But my PC is like 5 years old.
You have 16?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know what I got.
Well,
Why it's
you
like
brought-
I don't
well,
even
you
know.
brought
Are you
your
guys talking about
laptop
the
today.
animal?
Yeah, I did.
Well, you
bring
brought
it
your
with me. Huh?
laptop today, so
Why you're like? Are you guys talking about the animal? You have little rams in
You
your
have
computer?
animals in computer box?
Um.
My specialty is like caveman it up.
Right. And then so I have another like I want to talk about some more stuff, but I want to let someone else go first.
My spot in morning was helping with sound.
Yep.
I was supposed to help search out sounds. I've made like some revisions and organized some words.
and you made
Fake blood. I made
Fake blood.
3 cups
Fake
worth
blood.
of fake blood,
And
which
it-
is actually quite a bit.
It looks
It looks
dope.
good.
It looks so good.
for what it is. It's like basically a bunch of sugar and cornstarch.
Yeah.
I remember we
We stood there because Wyatt. So Wyatt was basically our crew. Like Connor was on cameras, and then Wyatt was doing everything else a crew would do. So like Wyatt was like putting blood everywhere, and we were just stood there for like 15 minutes just looking at the blood because
Literally.
it was so good.
Because when
and
it drips on
we
something.
literally had to wipe it off because like shit, people are gonna think
People are
we
gonna
actually
think this
killed
was a
people.
crime scene.
We flipped a rock over that had this huge handprint. I'm curious if we go back, what does it look like? Because it's
Probably
only been in the dirt, and
a
I'm
whole
sure it's
bunch of-
dissolved off.
That and like ants and bugs probably licked it up because
Probably. It's sugar.
it's sugar.
It's enough to give a raccoon diabetes.
That whole cup, the jar that you had, yeah, heck yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. It is 3 cups of basically sugar.
yeah.
Sugar and like what was it, jam?
No,
That was
red
red
food
food dye.
coloring, cornstarch, cocoa powder. I don't remember a lot of the other. There's a lot of water involved too.
Just the texture was so
The
good,
texture,
and like
the right amount of consistency,
the color was great too.
viscosity. Now, I think the color does really come down to the dye I ended
Well,
up buying.
because like the color, like blood, if
I
you
think
get
I-
enough of it together, it starts to look black almost.
Yeah.
And that
Mine
like
was
this was
almost
like you nailed the color on that.
I was gonna say, and I think it's because I added other colors to it.
Right.
Because a lot of it was just like, oh, you should just add just red, and it's like that's not enough.
Yeah.
You need like a little bit of green, a little bit of blue, and I think that's what made it darker and almost gave it that almost like that brown tint to that blackness.
Right.
But I still feel like it wasn't quite dark enough, but it was still definitely better than some crap that you'd see on a shelf if you bought a bunch of fake blood.
For sure.
The best way to get fake blood for any kind of filming or process is to make it yourself. And I honestly, I want to look into like the recipes that Sam Raimi uses.
Yeah.
Because they, like, for Ash vs. the Evil Dead Season 2 and 3, they had to make an entirely new recipe for fake blood.
Really?
Just because of how much of it they were using.
Jeez. Probably, like, more cost-effective.
Oh, yeah. They were able to make it in, like, gallon recipes. Mine's just, like, one blender full.
One blender full of
and it fits in one ragu jar.
And, dude, it worked.
And it looked good. It, like, even
Wyatt even put, like, his own branding on the side
Yeah,
of it.
I drew, like, a dumb little face. And it's
Zerbal's
fake blood. Put my thumbprint on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, even when it displaces into water, it looked just
It looked
about
real.
Right.
That was
looked good.
That was crazy.
I didn't even expect that to work. Only if I could get it to dry in that nice brown color. I shouldn't say nice. That makes it sound super weird. But you know what I'm talking about. When blood dries, it has a certain look.
Yes.
When this dries, it doesn't quite. It actually becomes more red.
Well, what you got? I know you want to talk about that comic book.
Yeah, I was wanting to make a comic book that is essentially based on three of us.
Yep.
But as superheroes. And I've had different ideas about how to do it. Here, 1 second, I'm going to readjust myself. But I've had a few different ideas on how to do it, almost like in that Ninja Turtles way.
Right.
Or like we all have different powers, or none of us have powers, or only one of us has powers, or something like that. Because I've thought about it maybe like the Tick, maybe like the Ninja Turtles, or just there's different ways to do it.
Right.
And one of the biggest inspirations I've had for that, though, is the Aquabats. The way they do their band, but almost kind of like that, but we don't have a band, we have a podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the answer. But I thought it'd be fun if I've had a few different ideas on how to make it. I've tried learning to draw a little bit better, and then I had this really different idea that I thought would be interesting to do, and I don't know if I've ever actually talked about it with you guys. And I got it from looking at some old Jack Kirby work. He did a lot of collage work, and collage comics are not new, but I thought it would be different for an indie comic in a way, which I'm sure there's indie comics out there that look like that. But instead of drawing the characters, what if we took pictures of us in costume and then put that into the collage worlds that we create? I create, either way. I thought that would be different and interesting enough that it would be like, well, this is just weird, and somebody would want to read it. Somebody would want to look at it. Because even if it's not like a huge thing, it still could be something. If we had the costumes, then we could just make dumb YouTube videos with them. Real quick and easy.
Right. But
I've even thought
I'm
about
not in the superhero shape right now.
That's part of the process.
We're gonna get swole.
We're gonna do roids.
We're gonna do roids. We'll get swole really quick.
We can call that a future project. I'm still looking at wanting to get a gym membership. It's all about just time. Like I feel like Connor he is in the best like shape out of all of us, and like he's like I think consistently is going to still be at a better stance than like me and Gary, like on a weekly schedule basis, and how well he's already conducted himself so far.
Yeah,
I think we could get a gym membership to get to his level.
I need to get back into exercising.
We'll see.
Let's
Me,
all
I don't,
three
I
get
don't
a
really,
gym membership.
I don't really need to gain muscle. I just need to
Lose
shed the
weight.
fat, like, cause I have pretty decent muscle for like what? Because I lift things for a living. Like,
Right.
I'm naturally gonna gain
you just
muscle.
need to do cardio, man.
I literally just
It's
need
about
to
shaping.
I just need to. I've done my bulk. I need to do my cut now. Like I've been bulking
I
for
need
the
to
last.
do a little bit of both.
I've been bulking for the past 18 years. I need to do my cut now. Do my cut
See,
now.
That's where I like the idea that I had in the comics was that Connor was almost going to be our Batman.
Right.
Am I?
That's what I was thinking, because you have the martial arts prowess, so you'd have that over me and Gary. I thought it would be funny if I was like this indestructible thing, because so far That's what I'm good for. I've been on fire. I've been stabbed. I've been hit by a car. And here I am.
Wasn't it Chewbacca who hit you by a car?
No, he almost hit me with a car. And I mean that as, like, Peter Mayhew almost hit me with a car after leaving Comic-Con.
Yes. I kind of wish the story went, like, he got out of the car and kicked my ass.
He then got out of the car and beat me with his cane.
Sadly, that's not how the story goes. But
if only.
Why would be like
how old were you when that happened?
Oh, I don't know. 14?
Oh, okay.
Why would be like the Mr. Incredible, like just
taking beatings.
Yes.
What year did Peter Mayhew die?
Oh, good question. It wasn't that long ago in reality.
Okay.
2017?
I was about to say, did you kill Peter Mayhew?
No, he died at his home in England.
I know.
His home.
I think. It was either in his home or the hospital. One or the other.
Yeah.
But, like, I figured you'd be almost like a Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have these stretchy powers, and I thought that'd be fun if we could find a way to do that in like a YouTube video. Because there's a bunch of funny ways to do it.
Have you seen that video where the guy takes a swig of a beer and he's like, "Yeah, man, cheers!" And like he reaches out and like it just keeps going. He just keeps reaching out and like the bot like it just stretches his arm, but like it's obviously like someone else is holding the phone and the camera, but like it looks really good.
I always thought that's what would be funny to do. It's like if we gave you like a long sleeve shirt that was just like a neutral color so we could replicate that sleeve look, and then just have this shot of you with this super long, weird looking arm, and there's a fake hand on the end.
Right.
But it has to look just cheesy
over
enough.
Here, guy.
Like give you like a giant fake hand.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
I'm just thinking about
and like
do that.
There's a lot of ways to do it.
I love characters.
We could literally cast his hand.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be that hard.
But like so like me, I like the stretchy powers thing because like I love characters with stretchy powers like Plastic Man, Mr. Fantastic, Elongated Man. He's often forgotten about.
It's because Plastic Man is just so much more
better.
Yeah,
so
much more
better.
Personality.
Such a better name.
Yeah,
that too.
My name is Elongated Man.
It's like, sir, I'm gonna ask you to go to HR.
And then there's Kamala Khan.
I like the way that like she uses her powers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Like it's just run of the mill.
She's like
powers.
not like Mr. Fantastic and Plastic Man, because like she can grow.
Yeah,
she can make herself massive.
Her powers are kind of very like untapped in a way.
They're kind of like Mr. Fantastic's powers on steroids.
Like she can stretch her arms and she can make fists bigger, but herself, she can kind of just
be bigger.
She can literally almost do whatever.
She could like be like an Ant-Man. She could be like a Mr. Fantastic. She could be like a Hulk. Like whatever.
If I'm not mistaken, she made herself look like Carol Danvers for a short time.
Yeah, and that's like my favorite part about stretchy like powers, is because like almost all of them have been seen making their face look different.
Right. That seems
that's
like such
like,
a useful
and
thing.
That's such like a power that you wouldn't even think about when you had. If you got stretchy powers, but you're like, hey, I could literally rearrange my face to whatever I want.
You could be anybody. The hair might be a problem.
Your eyes might not change color, but like, who cares? Wear sunglasses.
Right. If you can make yourself look enough like someone else, you can essentially almost go anywhere.
Right. Which that is always just been like an underrated power from like people with stretchy powers for me.
Right. Like there's always people like with Mystique, she can just change herself. But like Mr. Fantastic could look like anybody.
Right.
He'd still probably have the same hair color and same eyes, but he could look like anyone.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, do like plastic people like have like stretchy hair?
Dude, I don't even know.
Like, 'cause think about it. Every other part of their body is stretchy.
Right.
So like, why wouldn't their hair like why couldn't their hair just be like, hey guys, like?
And do they will their hair to a certain length?
Like, 'cause that could be like Johnny Storm and like people like fire powers. Like, I don't know if you know this, but like, why would they ever have to shower?
Right, they could just burn the dirt off.
Yes. So like, they could just be like, I never have to get another haircut because I could just keep it at this length.
Right. I think that's another thing of where I came from. The indestructible thing though was like, the Fantastic Four keeps coming back up. I've always liked the Thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to be made of rocks though?
I don't know about that because that'd be hard to do. I don't want to draw it. I don't want to draw it. I've tried. It's hard.
I don't want to animate it.
That too. Because Connor would probably be our After Effects
I think
man.
you could be like a Captain Man, just
have a big
Captain Man.
Captain Man or
that's my name.
Mr. Incredible.
Captain Man.
Well, that's from Henry Danger.
Never mind. I'll figure it out.
My little sisters love Henry Danger.
It's not. I don't want to place my thoughts on it because I'm not the target audience.
Well, no, we were much older when that show came out.
Yeah, it's like wow, this is crap. But if I was probably like 5, I'd probably be like, yeah,
superhero.
yeah, like the original Fantastic Four movie. Like looking back on it, it's like this isn't as good as I remember.
But it always hits you in the nostalgia feels.
Right. So
which
it's
is
like,
why I love those movies still.
Yeah.
Like people are like, those movies sucks. Well, you obviously didn't watch it when you were 7.
yeah, you didn't watch it when you were 5.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
You don't understand. These people raised me.
Connor, have you had any project ideas that you've wanted to talk about?
I mean,
because I have film ideas I've had too, but I'm curious what you thought about.
I don't know. I haven't really had a lot of time to sit down and think about it. I mean, I've always wanted to do a Star Wars movie. That's like a Star Wars fan film. That's something I've always wanted to do.
Dude, that's gonna be even easier now that I'm getting them printers.
And
Right.
I'm building a lightsaber
That too.
eventually. Yeah.
But imagine the blasters, Connor.
Oh yeah,
Imagine the Mandalorian armor.
that'd be dope. And then
That should be Mandalorians, dude.
yeah. And then I'm also kind of wanting to. So, I have kind of a side hobby. I like fixing old shit, whether it be like old like small tech or like just other stuff.
Old
So,
people.
I was thinking about maybe I'm not really starting my own YouTube channel, but maybe like having like a here's how you fix an old blank or fix like blah 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 blah, like maybe like a Walkman or like a not a camera. Cameras can be complicated, and I don't want anyone to use me as an example because I haven't broken a camera. I've damn near broken a Walkman, and I've broken a Walkman several times, but like. Just like me fixing shit because that's something I enjoy, and as certain technology fades out, we gotta know how to fix it.
Right.
So, I don't know. That's something like I've been thinking about, but I don't know. I haven't brought it up with you guys because
I'm all for it.
yeah.
I mean, that'd be cool.
And then
Because I don't really know much about that
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
I'd sit there and watch and just be like, yeah, yeah.
And like, I don't know. And like old Game Boys and all, like I cleaned an N64, and I really enjoyed that. I don't know. It's just something I really like doing, and also photography. Maybe doing something with that. But
We could do like a challenge, like for a video, like you have to get these like couple pictures of this thing, and we have to go to different parts of Kansas City for it.
oh yeah,
That'd be fun to do, like between all of us.
Yeah, like a challenge thing. I just came up with that off the top of my head. I'm so
or like what you were talking about, like freaking the casting thing.
right. See, and the we have this idea where Connor and Wyatt play video games. Any video game, like doesn't matter what, doesn't matter when, and I'll cast over them because I like to do that, like cast. I think it's fun and it's entertaining when I do it over Wyatt and Connor because they're not very good at video games.
I'm not good at Call of Duty.
That's the game we were playing. Yeah, they're not good at COD, or Wyatt's decent, but
Halo is
I don't.
my game.
Right, Wyatt's a Halo guy, and Connor's a
kind of a.
like he does everything. He does
like
every game.
43-3 the other day in a game.
I'm
and I was
decent
so
at
proud.
Skyrim.
Skyrim, yeah, like you're like a mix.
years.
You're like a Swiss Army knife when it comes to video games.
Yeah.
You're well versed in pretty much every game.
Yeah. Except for Call of Duty.
Except
I kind of suck at. I mean, I'm good at Doom. And some other FPS, but like Call of Duty, I'm not very good.
and I wouldn't even consider myself good at Call of Duty. I'm just better than them.
Yeah.
But I like to watch them play because it's kind of like watching children play.
Shut
When it's when they one-on-one each other, and I start to cast over it, and why it's like, dude, that makes it so much more
It's
intense.
so much more
it makes it
intense.
so much better.
It's so much more fun.
Yeah, so like I think that'd be really and like easy way to start doing
we'd have
gaming
to get
on
like
the
an
channel.
Elgato or something.
Well, like you could film
Oh
on
yeah,
PlayStation
that's
5s.
right. We'd have to sync it.
Right. Well, that's
Which I
easy.
feel like that wouldn't be that
Oh,
hard.
we could just get a PlayStation camera.
True.
Oh
But
yeah, that is an
man.
option. I think the biggest thing though would be like our audio is the biggest thing on that one, and if we just edit in like a name of like who's who playing where. Like we wouldn't need to be seen for that. That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it'd be like the audio is the important part.
Or
of
we
that.
could do like what you were saying. Like you guys can just play a game, and then
Oh,
I
and
could
then
be
you
a little
track back over
I could
it.
be like a little camera, like a little person down in like the.
Oh, like
the
we don't even
corner.
hear you. You're
Like,
just
yeah.
watching,
I'm just watching.
which would
That'd
be
be
like,
a fun skit.
yeah, and it would be much more like the intensity comes from being able to hear you though.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So it's like that. Like it's a different kind of tension because it's like being graded.
And you guys won't know what I say. Well, Connor will probably be the one to edit these videos because he's better at those types of videos. Like, because like if you watch my YouTube videos, it's kind of just very generic cuts and stuff. But like you won't know what I'm saying until the video comes out.
Yeah, it's one skill that I took from journalism 2, or not journalism 2, video journalism in high school, was editing.
Well, and I could edit, but like it's like very generic cuts.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you know,
You have some good cuts.
there's some good edits on my channel, but like it's very far and few where it like makes like I never usually make myself laugh with my edits, but sometimes I'll be like, oh my god, that's freaking hilarious, and I'll just sit there rewatching that clip until I get tired of it.
Yeah.
Like the one with like the Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah. So that's another idea, and then
Are we just creating ideas on the fly now?
well, these are ideas that are all in our spreadsheet. Thing.
Yeah, wonderful service. Not like to plug it, but we've never, Milanote, reach out to us, please, because I love your service.
It's great. Yeah,
It is absolutely amazing. It makes it so much easier to organize ideas and like open them.
That idea though of the photography challenge, that was off the fly. That was just something that I thought of right as you were
Yeah,
saying
just
that.
right as.
I have enough cameras to the point where like we can just do like a mystery grab and go.
Oh my god.
But the only issue would be like we wouldn't be able to. I have to get development chemicals and a scanner now. We're making this idea happen. It's gonna be several $100s, but it's okay.
Let's get a sponsor.
Let's get a sponsor for this video. Manscaped. I'm just kidding. They sponsor everyone.
You need to shave your balls.
Try the lawnmower
Manscaped.
4.0.
You need to manscape your man. Scape.
You need to manscape your man.
Wyatt, do you want to talk about a movie that you like that's your idea?
I have several.
I know. I see all of them in here.
I was gonna say,
Wyatt's
give
a
me
movie
one,
nerd.
and I'll start talking.
Build-A-Stein.
Build-A-Stein? Okay. So I had this idea, and I thought it'd be really funny if we made like this redneck comedy video of Dr. Frankenstein or somebody like Dr. Frankenstein. We can just Finkelstein or some crap. Just make up a name.
Ficklestein.
Yeah, Finkelstein.
Fecalstein.
Dingleberry.
Dr. Dingleberry.
Dr. Dingleberry.
He moves to the Midwest and he creates a monster, but it doesn't go like he plans.
Like always.
It becomes a redneck. It's just this redneck. Wears a trucker hat, flannels with like the sleeves ripped off, baggy looking jeans.
I thought you were
work
talking
boots,
like
Drinks beer.
I thought you were talking like Build-A-Stein, it's like a Build-A-Bear workshop.
That's kind of where the idea came from. I was like, it'd be really funny, and then it developed further with Redneck Frankenstein.
Oh.
And I thought it'd be even funnier if we had like versions of other monsters that would fit in,
Right.
so we can have just this revolving door of things to do.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be funny if one of us, it'd probably be me or Gary, and Connor would probably be the scientist. Or I might be the scientist because of the accent.
Or we can finally have guest stars.
Oh my god!
Or
I
like-
figured that's what would be good at like other monsters.
Right. Like other monsters could be guest people.
Yeah, I thought that would be nice and easy.
We could have like a werewolf, like bring in like a werewolf creature, but like it's like a super just lazy dog.
Yeah, we just have a dog, which is just Zion.
It's just Zion is the werewolf.
I think it'd be even funnier.
Or
if
no,
it-
wait.
like,
What
we
if
have
it's my puppy?
Oh my god!
CC.
Because then it can also age and get older and get bigger too over time.
Right.
That'd be so funny. We have Webb come on, and he's a wolf man. But it turns out he's just Zion. never see them at the same place at the same time. That's the joke.
It's like a Shaggy Dog.
Yes. But I figured, like, if you've ever seen the Munsters, kind of in that vein of, like, corny, but, like, easy.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know who would want to be willing to get into Frankenstein makeup for it. Probably
you
me.
would. You would, definitely.
I would do it. In a heartbeat.
And Gary might.
I mean,
it's the doctor I'd want somebody
it's
to do it.
like-
I envision a German accent.
I could probably do the doctor, but like, you don't
Or
want the
someone
doctor to be taller than the monster.
I think that's funnier.
You think?
I think that's hilarious. He's like, I found the best parts that I could find. And this is what I create! And it's just this beer belly looking monster that's not that tall. Sup?
You got.
You like Coors?
You got any beer in the fridge?
You like Bud Light? Got a new mower.
You like.
I'm sorry, it
I
makes
got
me
my
laugh
new-
so
I got
much.
my-
Hey, Betty Bob, want some Bush Light?
Hey, John.
Hey, Doc, may I ask you a question? Just pulls down his pants.
Do you see why I'm into this?
Yeah,
I think
that'd
it's
be funny.
hilarious. And I've also had ideas for, like, sci-fi movies.
Yeah, I see your Star Trek parody thing.
I've had a Star Trek parody idea, and I want to make my own, like... This one would take more effort, and I want to try and take it more seriously. I want to go full out, kind of. When I say full out, I still mean on a budget, but I want to put effort into it.
Right.
I want to understand how to edit it myself and
Mhm.
do some of the things better. But I want to actually make, like, a model ship and film it Star Wars-wise.
Okay.
Not that many shots like that, but a lot of major, like, establishing shots in the beginning would be the ship coming in and using Star Wars tactics of, like, moving the camera around the ship. Kind of like in that
We could
Dykstra
do
way.
that.
We could do that.
We could do that.
The thing is
I
we
could
just
do
need
that.
some of the equipment to do it, like a blue or green screen.
Or like in a gimbal.
Yes, and technically a gimbal. We could do it by hand.
Yeah. But we all have shaky hands.
Right, but if we had a two-handed hold gimbal, that might work. Although, if we just wanted to build a track system and put a gimbal on that, that'd probably work out pretty easily.
Yeah.
I thought that about that always, but I thought it'd be even easier if we just used our bare hands and tried to keep it steady.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ways to do it. There's a lot of videos online on how to do it. And, like, I see it, and I've always wanted to do that. Those way you see those ships move, especially when they were talking in the making of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That's when it, like, really hit me. That's what I want to do. I've always wanted to work at ILM,
Mm-hmm.
and if that's the closest I can get is this one project, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to make a good-looking model ship, or at least good enough.
Right.
Because I even enjoy, like, a lot of the ships you'll see, like, in the beginning of, like, Mystery Science Theater 3000. They're real simple, put together. Some of them even with cardboard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it'd be fun to see that. I'd love to make a ship, and I'd love to make the inside cockpit of the ship and
Yeah.
film
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I have it all in my head, and I've kind of drawn it out, and I have this easy way of doing it. It's the stuff that would go on the inside to, like, flesh it out.
Yeah.
It wouldn't actually have, like, a window. It's hard to explain. I can show you a
Right.
YouTube video of these one guys that did something with something similar. That's where I got the idea from, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Making costumes for it, and I envision it like it is some kind of bounty hunter. He's just doing his thing, and he has to go catch up to this alien.
Yeah.
And I'd love the alien to have some kind of prosthetic makeup. And I imagine him having this little camp-out hideaway spot on this quote-unquote planet. Meanwhile, it's probably just some
Do you
field.
want to make the Mandalorian?
Yes and no.
Okay.
It's more like, think a little bit more like Han Solo has to track down some dude.
Oh.
But not quite Han Solo. You know what I mean?
Han Solo, but less of a dick. Or more of a dick.
Maybe a little bit. Somewhere, maybe less.
Less or
And
more.
he's still kind of a nice guy. Han Solo
Han
isn't that.
shot first.
He's still not that mean.
Remember when they changed it to make Greedo shoot first?
We're not
To
gonna
make
talk
Harrison
about
Ford
that.
feel better.
Seriously?
Yeah, he didn't like that he was a pirate that shoots first. He saw him as just a pirate, a bad guy.
Yeah.
He loved playing all these good guys, and then he was like, Han Solo, he's a pirate. And the fans are weird.
I've also had this idea in the back of my head for a while that it's not in the mill note or it's not in that book right there. It's like we make like an Indiana Jones-esque
Say less.
movie.
Say less.
Like, not like a professor, but like a kid gets dragged into this thing, and like, it's kind of like following like a
Like the
Shia
beginning of
LaBeouf's
the-
character, but like better. But instead of like
the show.
right,
There was a show, The Young Adventures of Indiana Jones.
Mhm. It's just a kid like doing it, like
So
Try it out
like
on Netflix.
the Uncharted movie that's coming out.
I could see that. I think that's a good way to put it in a way. Or like the beginning of The Last Crusade, where Indy's just
Mhm.
kind of a Boy Scout.
Yeah,
right.
we'd have to get a child actor for that.
Well, not necessarily. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking like a teenager. Or,
Logan,
Logan would do it.
Logan,
Logan,
Logan, my
watching
boy?
this.
welcome to the crew.
I was gonna say he's already part of the crew. He's now like our destined goblin judge.
we have.
We keep him in
Like
a cage
5
and
minutes.
feed him.
What do you want to talk about for 5 minutes?
Monkeys.
Monkeys.
No.
Monkey
Oh,
Corner
I'd
confirmed.
Love Monkey Corner confirmed.
No.
Not this episode.
No.
Okay, we'll come back to Monkey Corner some other time.
Hit monkey.
Hit Monkey.
Ooh,
I've
that's a
still
good
not
Monkey
watched it.
Corner.
Oh, I had another idea. I've had like horror ideas, but there's one that like.
I didn't talk about my Siren Head thing.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that for the last minute, or you want me to talk about my horror idea?
I don't know. Whatever you want.
I'm just gonna start talking then.
Okay.
I'll talk about the effects of both because I want to work on the effects. That's what I really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So for Gary's Siren Head, I already have some of the materials to work on some of the stuff that I want to figure out before doing it.
And for some of you being like, Siren Head, it's such a lame monster. I don't think so. Okay, Wyatt, continue.
I want to make like an armature puppet for
Mhm.
this. And I actually want to make some kind of puppet physical Siren Head that we edit into it when you see the
Right.
monster. I think that would
Okay.
be much more impactful than a lot of these other videos you see where it's digital art. That's how he started. That's how he's always been. But I think it'd be different to have a physical puppet structure.
Okay.
Or maybe like a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think it'd be interesting to have a foam skin, and the way that I move his arms is with a back structure stick wire puppet. I think that would be different. That'd be interesting.
Do we have a camera that can do that?
Well, it's not so much about stop motion.
Okay.
It's not like that. It's hard to explain, and I'm not sure if we have a camera that can do that. But I think if we set a camera running at a slower rate and then sped it up, it would become much more fluid and natural looking.
I don't know if my SLR can do.
There's a camera I was looking at that might be good for that, though.
Is it a Lumix or something? Or
I don't remember.
okay.
I know the brand though. It was a Canon camera, but it said it had all these options that you could do
Is
with
it
it.
like a video camera?
It said it was, yeah.
Okay.
I know it had a lot of options and things that I can't remember how to actually do those functions,
All
and
right,
I'm
show,
pretty sure
show
it'd
it
be
to me
able to help.
later.
I should have it bookmarked on my
Okay.
computer.
Cool.
But I thought I wanted to try doing that.
Okay.
I thought that would be an interesting place to take it. And I also had this idea, piggybacking off an idea my dad had. He thought it'd be funny if there was a zombie apocalypse, but when you get bit, you turn into a Muppet.
What?
And I thought that was amazing.
That's great.
But I wanted to take a step further. And you guys, I don't think you've seen the movie.
Okay.
American Werewolf in London.
No.
There's this grotesque scene of, it's like the best werewolf transformation scene since the 30s.
I
Mm.
think I know where you're going with this.
And I thought it would be hilarious if you're having that same kind of like flesh tearing, disgusting nature and transformation of a creature,
With felt.
but with felt. So it's like imagine Gary reverting from a grown man into a Muppet, but like a werewolf.
But like a werewolf.
So every like full moon, he transforms into a Muppet.
And just terrorizes the city.
I was thinking you just tell everybody the ABCs and they're just terrified. You
And you know what comes after A?
No, you say it nice and normal,
B.
just like, and the letter of the day is C, and then they're all just, oh my god, he's gonna kill me, and it's just C is for cookie, and that's okay with me, and that's it, and people are terrified, peeing their pants, but you were just a regular Sesame Street Muppet. you're not even trying to antagonize them. You were trying to teach them normal things.
Okay.
I don't know why I find that so funny. And it might be because I like British humor, maybe. There's something about that I find absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Especially after this horrifying, grotesque transformation, and then you're just singing nice little show tunes.
This nice little puppet.
Just having a good old day teaching everybody about the wonders of the world after you transform in this bloody, disgusting hair mess of felt and flesh.
Jeez. And on that disgusting
that
note,
weird note, yeah.
we are out of time.
You're welcome.
Thank God.
We are out of time for this week's episode. Let us know what you guys think about these future projects that we have planned. Also, I don't know what else to say. Wyatt, what's the secret word?
Siren.
The secret word for this week's episode is Siren. You guys know how to spell that. Anyway, please make sure to leave a like on this video if you haven't already. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And also click that little bell button right next to the subscribe button. It really helps us out in this algorithm that we call YouTube. Wyatt, anything to add? Connor, anything to add?
Praise the algorithm.
It will give you money.
One day.
Right.
One day.
And we'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.